Tim Briggs here, and today I am at the Scrapyard in Matthews, North Carolina. This is probably the closest thing I have to a home course. I live about 20 minutes away. Here I am in hole 1 throwing a motion. That's my second shot. You get 2 off the first, in Charlotte at least. And that set me up for a nice birdie opportunity, which I sank 1 under hole 2. Beautiful hole. This is why you play disc golf, folks. Such a magnificent hole. Working on my backhand, it's getting better. I gave me a putt, circle 2. This was makeable. Gave it a good run. Not quite enough. I'll take my par. On to hole 3. Again, working on my backhand here. Tight gap. Not a bad shot. A little nose up. Could have threw that a little flatter, a little nose down more. As it is, I got to scramble here a little bit. Throw in an armadillo. Needed to push that up there a little bit farther. Left me with a lengthier putt than I wanted. But Mario sinks it. Luigi, not so much. It was a better Mario putting day than Luigi, which is abnormal. But that's how it goes. Hole 4. Sneaky little hole. You got to throw a nice touchy placement shot here. I threw this a little inside. You're going to see I got stuck behind a tree. This is a tough shot. Got to run uphill, got roots in the way, throwing a flex forehand, photon. One of my better shots of the round. That was a really good line, basket high. Kind of got hung up here in some trees, an awkward little putt, but I would take this for birdie every time. And luckily, I sink it 2 under. Mario, great putter. Luigi, for some reason, not. Hole 5. One of my favorite holes in the course. Plays longer than it looks. It's uphill. It's a flex forehand for me. Photon. Can't throw this much better. It's a little high. If I'd thrown it a little bit lower, I would have skipped closer to the basket, but I would take this again every time. 3 under is a good start for me at this point in the course. Again, I would take that every single time. Hole 6 is a very touchy, flippy forehand shot. I throw a really good line with this armadillo. Just would need to throw it harder. I was hoping I was a little bit closer. As it was, I just had to really pitch up to take my par. And on to the par 5, hole 7. A placement shot. All you need to do is just miss these 2 trees in the middle of the fairway, and I just square up that first one. That's not what you're supposed to do. Which is okay if you do, because really you just got to get up into the opening so you can have a chance perhaps at birdie. I'm throwing kind of a risky shot here with this tomahawk, but it actually worked out great. Puts me in decent position. I'd want to be maybe 80 feet further up, but I'm throwing my backhand here, getting some work. Threw this really well. It just flipped up a little too much, but stayed clean. Got all the way down there, almost basket high, which is great for me. Circle 2 putt, makeable. I was very pleased with my effort here. Needed about 2 more inches. That's okay. I will take my par on that. Hole 8. You'll see this a lot on social media. People like throwing this hole. Just fun. About 200 feet over the water. Threw that putter a little nose up. Still gave me a putt, but when you're on this hole, you've got to throw a second shot, right? Just for funsies. You got to throw one just for funsies, just in case you do something like that. Disc golf's fun, right?
That's fun.
I wish I could have done that on the first shot, but it is what it is. Here I am for my birdie look. And straddle putt. I sink it 4 under. I'm cooking. Hole 9, uphill. You got water on the right. You just don't want to miss it right. Throw my armadillo. Really liking this disc. 1 speed, pretty straight. Put it up in the hill. Good spot to be. Very makeable birdie putt. You just don't want to be long because you could roll 120 feet away. Wasn't that disappointed with that putt. I was expecting a little wind lift. The second one got it. Luigi showing Mario how to putt there. That's okay. Hole 10, probably should have thrown a forehand here. I don't know why I didn't. I guess I was just excited to work on my backhand. This is not that bad. I pulled it a little bit, but this definitely had a chance to skip up there. That ricochet put me in a bad spot. I don't do as well with this as I wanted to. Good line, just needed to put more on it. Left me with like a 30-foot putt. Really struggling with these putts right now. And as you can see, that was terrible. Terrible. Luigi, though, coming along in his putting. Dropped a shot there. Hole 11 is a really tight tunnel shot. Throwing a roller here. I've put this in circle 1 a couple different times. That just cut a little early and then didn't get stopped by a tree. I'm just throwing a putter here for funsies on a second shot. Maybe I should just throw a putter on this hole. Just try to take a par. As it was, I was really off to the left. You couldn't even really film this to see where the basket is. I actually threw a good roller here. Hit the gap. Pretty much did what I needed to do. Gave myself a circle 2 look for par, and I was thinking, don't miss it short. I missed it long. It takes a lot of skill to do that. Dropped another shot. Hole 12. Another flippy forehand shot. You can't push it too far or you'll hit the trees deep in the fairway. Off to the left. You got to play it short. Throw this pretty good. I would take this shot every time. It gives you a circle 2 putt, putting uphill. Chance for me to redeem myself. It was a good putt. Just pushed it a hair to the right. Hole 13, they've changed this tee pad. I understand why. I like the old shot better. Just shanked this a little bit, pulled it left, hit that tree. Gonna have to scramble for my par. Throwing the same disc, a deflector. It's really beefy. I'm trying to throw a low skipper here and do just that. Got it up there to circle 1 for an easy par putt on 13. I'll take it. On to 14. This is a high hyzer backhand. I don't have the right disc for this right now. I lost this disc. I threw a mid-range. I'd like to throw a 9-speed there. It wasn't bad. I just pitched up, took my par. It wasn't worth putting on camera. Hole 15. One of my favorite holes in the course. Tunnel shot. You got to hit about a 7-8 foot gap down there. You got to throw a low, screaming hyzer forehand. If you hit that gap and get a skip, you'll have yourself a putt. Tough hole. Tough to hit the gap. I hit the gap a little high, and man, it just hit a root. Such a bummer, because that would have skipped to circle 1. Got a circle 2 putt for birdie. That would have been a nice birdie to get. It's a bummer I didn't get it. Hole 16, about 250 uphill, maybe plays more like 260, 270. I'm throwing my hex here, again, working on my backhand. I'm thinking, hit this inside gap, and I do. This is one of my best shots of the day, especially since it's a backhand. Definitely will take that. Almost a tap in, definitely a gimme sort of birdie. That gets me back to 3 under. Hole 17, tough shot to get down to the bottom of the hill and not go too far. I, of course, hit a stupid tree. And if you're not at the bottom of the hill, you just don't have a chance to birdie this. So I'm just trying to scramble for my par, pitch up there. I got another pitch here. This was a very good shot. Flex forehand right through the gap, parked it, takes my par. On to hole 18, one of my favorite shots in the course as well. Forehand, hyzer, maybe a slight flex if you want to, up the hill. I think it's like a 315, maybe plays like 320 kind of shot. And just love throwing this photon on this hole. And if I hit the gap, I'm usually going to be in a good spot, and I do. And I'm right up there, parked for birdie on hole 18. And here I am, going to take birdie. Takes me to 4 under. That's a good, solid round for me. I think I've probably done maybe 5 or 6 on the shorts before, but I'll take 4 under. If you're in Charlotte, be sure to play the Scrapyard. It is a wonderful course. Thanks for joining me.